How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I give you a follow-up to the video I recorded yesterday in relation to the quote-unquote Maga hat kids and the native elder getting into a confrontation of sorts in Washington, D.C. First things first, I need to correct myself. They did not, the Maga kids that is, chant anything about build the wall, build it tall. I thought I heard that, but I did not hear that. They did, however, chant CCH, which is where they go to school. That's Covington Catholic High School in Covington, Kentucky, which is right outside of Cincinnati. It's basically in the same area of Cincinnati, Ohio. Second thing, they were there for the March for Life rally, which is a pro-life, anti-abortion march that's been happening for a very long time. I want to say like 40 years or more. Third, the native elder was there for a Indigenous Peoples March. It has happened to be on the same day and same place, and the paths of the two people from the two different groups and marches just happened to converge. But like I said in the previous video, it wasn't the so-called Maga kids confronting the native elder. It was the native elder confronting them. I showed video of that in the last video, but I'll put some more up here right now to give you a clearer view of exactly what went down.
Get them, get this crap.
Look at this shit.
Who say the pull-up boys? Who say the pull-up boys don't pull out and turn it up? I'm not saying for Lord.
Hey, I'm turning up with Esau. Esau on this caveman thing. I'm turning up. Cause you know what? You dirty bastards better be ready. You better be ready. Look at Esau.
The future justice in the kingdom.
Huh? You say what?
The future justice in the
Come. See how much they respect you, Israel? Look at all of them. All these Americans. Go ahead, what you say? That's right. Here come Gad. Here come Gad. Look at our Make America Great Again hats. Look at the hats. We ain't taking. Look, we not taking. Look at Gad. That's right, Gad. Look at Gad. Look at Gad not playing. He came to the rescue. Our elder right there. Look at him. Yeah, y'all better not touch him. Y'all better not touch him.
Okay, you saw that, you heard that. That was pretty clear what was going on. The kids were over there. First of all, they went on the bus. This was about 5:30 p.m. They went on the bus to go back home to Kentucky, I suppose, or to go to the hotel or whatever. They were waiting right there because they were told to by their chaperones or whoever was with them. So to pass the time, they just chanting CCH, whatever. And the native guy came and confronted them with the drum. He was in several of the boys' faces, and they pretty much just kind of shied away until the one kid, Michael Hodges, decided, I'm just going to stand right here. I'm not going anywhere. As a result of that, the media has drug his name through the mud. They've doxed the man. They threatened his family. They threatened the family business. Really, really ridiculous stuff. I have information about what his family has gone through, and I'll put that in the box below from one of his older brothers. Michael is the youngest out of his brothers. The voice you heard in that clip I showed you talking about there go Gad, that was one of the black Hebrew Israelites. These were the so-called black Muslims or whatever you want to call them that were harassing the boys for the majority of the time before and after the native man came. Okay. They called Donald Trump a homosexual. They said that to one of the black friends that was there, because it wasn't just all white guys. It was at least one other black person that was in the immediate shot of the camera. They were telling him, the white boys you with, they're going to harvest your organs. They were calling him the N-word. Some of you may have heard the N-word in the previous video. That did not come from the Covington Catholic high school kids. That came from the black Hebrew Israelites. This is what they do. These guys always go around with a Bible, quoting verses, cussing, yelling. That's right. That's where that comes from. You know, the whole, that's right. That comes from them, the Hebrew Israelites. You see them all over the place. You see them in New York, D.C., Chicago, L.A. They're everywhere. A lot of them have on these robes and they got canes and long nails. I think there was a documentary done about them. If I could find that, I'll put that in the box below. But these guys are nut jobs, basically, and they were harassing the boys.
Because thou hast had a perpetuation and has shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Right, you shed the blood of the children of Israel. Cops are still getting away with murder. The government is still getting away with murder. You shoot us down like dogs in the streets. You want to wave high? A bunch of incest babies. A bunch of babies made out of incest. Right, trailer park babies. This is what America make America great looks like.
The boys didn't do anything. There was no violence. There was no confrontation. None of that stuff was going on. But let's get back to so-called Gad, the so-called elder here. This man is a known rabble rouser. He's done things like this before, getting in your face with the drum. I think it was an incident in 2015 in Michigan where some kids were having a party, or adults, I'm not quite sure how old they were, and then he wanted to claim racism and stuff like that. And I'll link to that in the box below if you want to read it for yourself. This man was also in a music video in 2012 from Skrillex, and it was about police brutality, attacking police and stuff like that. He was a star of the video. You see him at the very beginning of it, and I'll place that in the box below if you want to check that out. So this person, I think his name is Nathan. He has been in the public eye as a native activist for a while now. This ain't no random person that just decided, okay, I'm just going to go here on my drum. Nah, he is an activist and has been for a long time. So let's not act like this was done just by happenstance. This person, in my opinion, intended to get on camera, intended to make a ruckus. This is probably how he makes a living. He probably makes a living by going out here, making the ruckus. People see it. They want to donate to him. That's the kind of game he runs, in my humble opinion. I can't say that for sure. I can't say it for certain. But what I can say is that this ain't this man's first time in front of a camera. He's been in front of a camera before as an actor and as an activist. Let's just have that be known. And then to the people that are doxing the kids, look, this is really ridiculous. The mainstream media jumped the gun talking about, oh, MAGA kids, Catholic high school kids, harassed elderly man, and to the whole thing about the native mocking, because I showed a video where they were just dancing around and singing with the man as he was beating his drum, not trying to confront him. Some people said that the kids were mocking the native man because they were doing, oh. That is something that is done all over the country. You got the Florida Seminoles, Atlanta Braves. This is what they do. So if it's common to do that in situations where you got a bunch of people around chanting, just having a good time, not trying to mock anybody, why is it all of a sudden now considered mocking? Is it because you have a bunch of kids with their MAGA hats on? Is it because it's politically expedient to make that correlation? Why can't we just look at things for reality and what they are rather than what we want them to be because of political reasons? Right when I saw the initial video, I figured that there was more to it. I'm like, okay, this ain't all that there is. I know I'm seeing this out of context. What's really going on? And now I have more information. The media does as well. Although I'm not seeing a whole lot of retractions, because I saw Huffington Post, CNN, all kind of people on Twitter, even Phil DeFranco. And Phil DeFranco, to talk about him for a moment, Phil DeFranco immediately said something on Twitter about how it was, racism is still here, and people want to say that racism has gone away, but obviously not. Hate is something that's learned, all this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, for you to say that kind of contradicts your whole centrist point of view, because when I see Phil DeFranco, I see a guy that's like right in the middle, and that's how he calls things. But that goes back to what I say about people that are kind of like libertarian. Oh, I'm not liberal or conservative. At a certain point, you got to make a decision. And I think he did that here, which lets you know his true opinion. Now, I've not seen the retraction. I'm sure that he will post a retraction, but I've not seen it. And that goes to the whole point. The initial story that creates a lot of controversy to millions of people. I think Phil DeFranco put the video on Twitter. He has like over 1 million followers and even more subs on YouTube. When you put that out there on a hot button issue like that, it's going to spread like wildfire, and it's going to be hard to put the fire out even if you try. Okay, you can issue a retraction, but it'll get much less attention than the initial reaction. This video here will get less views more than likely than the first video I did. So that means in my very first attempt, I need to be 100% factual as much as possible. I think I only had one thing wrong, which was the whole thing about the build the wall. But I did a lot of digging to make sure that I was on point as much as possible. I did not just see the video and react right away. Matter of fact, I did do an immediate reaction, but I didn't give a definitive opinion. You understand? Because I was on my live show and I saw it and I was like, wow, there's not a lot of information here. Let me do some digging and see what's going on. I can't tell what's going on, rather than saying this is abhorrent, I condemn this is racism, when there's no such evidence of that. So I'll leave that right there. Just a quick follow-up, let you know what's going on, to give you some more insight into what's happening. And I want to hear from you. Do you think that the media was totally irresponsible in the way they handled this? Not doing any kind of research? How is it that a guy like me, just at home by himself, can do research on Twitter and find out more information than the mainstream media is able to do? Do you think that they intentionally put the misleading headlines and articles out there because it fulfills their political narrative? It's politically expedient. It makes sense for CNN to put something out like this because it just validates what they say all the time on the air. How about other individuals that have done this? Some of the big YouTubers, some of the big bloggers, the big social media sites, Instagram, Twitter. How about them? Will the retractions get as much steam as the initial story did? Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.